Hi you guys, this is Sarah with the Purple Vessel. I just wanted to give you a quick tutorial on painting and assembling our DIY truck kits. This is the 9-inch truck. It does come with 4 shapes, which I'm not going to show you in this video just because I want to keep it short. I will eventually make a video on painting those as well. If you have any questions, just feel free to message us. So we're going to get started. With the kit, you will get the truck size of your choice. You will get 4 of the solid circles, 2 of the circles that have a little circle engraved in it, and then 2 circles that have the hole cut out. You will get 2 of the racks. You will get 3 makeup sponges, and you will get the super glue. So what I like to do is I paint everything, all the backs black. So go ahead and just flip it over. Now the kit does not come with paint, but if you'd like to purchase little cups, I can send them along if interested. Otherwise, what I like to use is just the apple barrel paints. You can get them at Walmart or Joann's or pretty much anywhere else that has craft supplies. They come in lots of colors, so you're not restricted to just the colors that I'm offering. So you're going to flip everything over, just kind of look it over and decide what you want to be the front and the back. And then you're going to take your first sponge, and I just think it looks cleaner if you do everything black on the back. So if you've ever painted a sign with me, it's the same technique, except you can be a little bit more heavy-handed with this. And I am going to do this in real time. I'm not going to fast forward or anything. I know sometimes when I've watched tutorials, they fast forward and then you have to pause it because you're not there, quite there. So if you get this part down, just go ahead and skip ahead to the next part. But like I said, you're going to do everything 1 coat of black. And if you don't care about the back, you don't have to paint it. You can leave it blank. No one's gonna see it. And I'm kind of working fast just because I don't want to take up too much of your time on this. So I just have baby wipes because with going a little fast, my hands are getting kind of, but it's washable with soap and water. Okay, so now that these are done, oh, missed one. The tires, these are the backs. The tires on the other side are going to be black as well. So I'm just going to immediately flip them over. And then paint them again. So we're gonna let them dry for a minute. And now at this time, we can go ahead and flip the truck over, and we can go ahead and get our first coat on there. Same process, just kind of dab. And you'll notice it does have registration marks, so you don't have to worry about freehanding the details of the truck. And painting them, you'll still see them. So in the end, you can either just kind of see how you can still see it. You can leave it as is, or what I'm probably going to do is I just like to use a Sharpie. It's a little easier than a small paintbrush, and just kind of fill those lines and darken them a little bit more. You just kind of want to make sure that you don't have any thicker spots. Okay, so we're going to let that dry for a minute, and then we are going to do a second coat of black on our wheels where we're actually going to see the black. Like I said, the back doesn't matter as long as you get one coat on it. Okay, so those are done, so I'm going to set them aside to dry. Then we are going to paint the racks. So you can use black, you can use gray. I'm going to use a little bit of brown. Don't worry, that was just the paint. Okay, so same technique. And these, I personally don't like to go super heavy because if you think about the old trucks that have the wooden racks or rungs, whatever you want to call them, I like seeing the wood grain come through because it kind of, to me, looks a little more natural. So get those done, let them dry. Now by this point, the red is ready to go again. Now I am just painting back to back just to be able to show you. If you want to, you know, do a coat and then kind of walk away for a little bit and let it dry completely, you can. You don't have to. Whatever you feel comfortable with. It can be done all in one setting, or it definitely doesn't have to be. If I'm in a hurry, sometimes I'll have a box fan beside me, and then as I'm painting a piece, I'll set it in front of the fan so it'll dry a little bit faster. Okay, so we are going to be waiting on that. So the next step, now that our wheels are done, these are going to be the front wheels. These are going to set behind it like this. And then the solid wheels are in the back. You're going to have 2 sets of them. So I like to put your glue lid on. It'll automatically open it. If you take, I kind of put the ones that aren't quite as covered together. So put a little bit of glue, sandwich them together, hold them for a few seconds tight, and then set them aside. Then we're going to do the same thing with these. Line them up. If you're not careful, you will glue your fingers to this. So a little goes a long way. And then I sometimes will take a baby wipe if I got too much. Kind of wipe it off. And don't worry if you get kind of glue on the front or whatever, we're always going to touch it up once we get everything together. Just going to wait a little bit longer for this truck to dry. So while that's finishing drying, if you'll notice, the wheels that go on the very front are cut open, and then these wheels have the engrave mark, but they're still solid. So what I like to do, just to give it a little bit more like the 3D effect, I like to take a small paintbrush and I paint inside here silver to kind of resemble rims, I guess. Is that what you call it from back in the day? I'm not sure. But this circle here is slightly bigger than this circle. So if you kind of follow, and it doesn't have to be perfect by any means, because this will all be hidden. Just want to make sure you don't go all the way to the edge. And the fun with these is just like when you do a workshop with signs with me. If you don't feel like you're super creative, just follow the basic instructions and it'll be really cool. If you want to put a little bit more of a spin on it and put some more details in there, go ahead. It'll look really cool either way. I just don't like when people get scared because if they're not they say they're not crafty, and that doesn't matter. Okay, so we'll take the glue, lightly go around. You don't have to get it completely covered, just enough that the wheel will stay on. Same process, put it together, make sure they line up, hold it down for a few seconds, set it aside. Now the reason I like to put the wheels together before I put them on the truck is sometimes with the wheels, by the time you put them on, you're trying to get 5 layers all even. So instead of worrying about trying to get 5 layers even all together, if you do this, if you know these 2 are good, and you know these 2 are good, all you have to worry about is getting this on the front and this on the back, and you'll be fine. Okay, now I like to put the wheels on before I put the racks on. So what you do then, flip it over, and I put the back ones on first. So then you're just going to take your glue. Flip this over so I can see a little bit better. Put it on there. and hold it. And we're going to do the same thing over here. And hold it. Okay, so that part's done. So we now have 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layer. And that's going to help with the stability. So now we can put the wheels on the front. Same thing. Flip it over. You're just going to hold it for a few seconds. Take your other wheel. Put that on. And then you're going to let those dry. Now, I put the front rung on first because if you look, there's a little line here, a black straight line about 1/4 inch underneath the top of this. I have put that there so when you go to glue your rack on, I like it to overlap here and here. So if you kind of just figure out where you want it, just like that. So now you're going to use this as your guide and just put a little bit of glue. A little bit goes a long way. And you're just going to hold it there a few seconds. Now, if it feels like it's still kind of moving, that's fine. Just hold it a little bit longer. If you put a teeny tiny bit of glue, if you hold it and count to 10, it should hold. But if you feel like it's kind of sliding, just hold it a little bit longer. Okay, so now what you're going to do is put some glue here. And you're going to take your other rung. Now keep in mind we did 1 black, 1 brown. So I'm going to put the black on the back. And then same process. And you just want to try to get it lined up. So what I like to do is hold it up this way and look at it. And see if everything is lined up, if the tops line up. Now it's not a huge deal because you are going to put your shape in there. But I just kind of like to have it start out as even as possible. But, so there we have it. So, like I said, you can take your marker and fill these in if you want. If not, you don't have to because you can still see them. I am going to go ahead, I think I will leave these. But I am going to fill in the handle. And then I see I have a little glue here. And so we're just going to kind of clean that up. So let's clean that up first. You all know I love baby wipes. Just go ahead and take them. And just, you don't want to wipe, but just kind of dab. Get any excess glue off if it's still sitting there. Okay, so I got that wiped off. So let's go ahead. Now what I'm going to do is take the smaller end, dip it off. You know how I feel about dabbing it off. And then you can just kind of go in here and go over that glue, and that'll just get rid of the shine that the glue left. But once it dries, it's pretty matte, so you probably won't see it anyways. Okay, so let's use that little paintbrush, and I think I'm going to do silver like I did for the rims. And I'm using a decently small paintbrush. Just kind of go in here. And then what I like to do is flip it over and go the other way. Okay, so now all that's left, if you look in here, you can kind of see a little bit of red and a little bit more glue. So just go ahead and take your wipe it off again, and see, that's what I was talking about, if the glue is still wet. So just be careful of that. And then you can just take your sponge again and just kind of go over that. And then if you are super particular, you can kind of go in there a little bit. Just be careful that you don't get black on the truck body. And then I see right here a little bit of the brown. It should be a little bit darker. So I'm just going to fill that in. Okay, so just kind of look it over. I think it looks pretty good. You might see a few little touch-ups here and there. Not a big deal. Which, like I said, I did move pretty fast just to kind of not be on here for an hour and a half. But if you want to go slower, take your time, there's no problem with that. But there you go. Cute little truck. And then I just grabbed some random pieces here. The windmill I painted just slides in. Doesn't scratch it or anything. And there you go. Freestanding. Voila. Have a good night.